The first one we did, which we're going to go over quickly today, is armpit control. And I'm just going to explain the subtle nuances or the difference between the standing and the low level passing. And not that one's better than the other, it's just different. Mr. Young, jump onto your back. If I pass low level, he has more access. So low level means like on my knees or chest to chest or maybe 1 foot up. He has more access to arm bars, triangles, etc., because the hips and the armpit and the elbows are closer together. The downfall about it is because my base is generally wider, it's generally harder to sweep, as a general rule. You know, like if he turns to the side and drop my hips down, and if he tries to sweep me, like my hips are locked into position, and it's generally harder. The second thing about it is because I'm generally on my knees, it's harder for me to move, because I've got more of a base, which means that I find it harder to move. Versus on my feet, the submission game's harder because, because the hips and all that. The downfall about it is I'm on 2 points, which means that my base is compromised because, like if he grabs the leg and kicks, uses his legs, like there's back sweeps and front sweeps, etc. So there's heaps of sweeps that we can do. The beautiful thing about it for me is that, I'm faster generally on my feet. The second thing about it is from here, I can beat the inside position on the leg. So I can come through and beat the inside position really easy. The downfall about standing is that anytime I pass, he just brings his knees to his chest and he gets inside position. So there's pros and cons both ways. So what we're going to do, just the first one that we did, gi, under the armpits. And I want to make sure that my fist's on the ground. So if Brendan Young tries to pull his hands underneath to get like an overhook or an underhook, it's locked into position. I do like to keep my knuckles down. If I put my knuckles forward, there's a chance of a wrist lock. With the knuckles down, it's harder, not impossible, to get the wrist lock. Now, one thing from here is this. I can't stand up because his hips are in the way. I'm carrying the weight of his hips. So I slide backwards. Number two, if my toes are flat on the ground, I can't pass because my weight by default is going backwards to my bottom or to my ankles. So I do like to come up to my toes, which means that I'm engaging my hips, and it's easier to stand. Number three, block the hip, to put my knees underneath. So Brendan keeps his guard closed to me, that's okay. When I put my knees under, it's hard for him to back sweep because my feet are kind of underneath me. So I can let go, step backwards, and I can initiate the guard pass a lot easier. Where if my legs are apart, if Brendan drops his hips down to the ground, this is better for him to back sweep and control me, because I'm carrying his weight. So here, back, cat stretch, toes, knees to elbows, stand, walk my knees under, a little bit of a stretch, push down, back step, get ready to pass the guard. 1, 2, 3. Understanding guard pass is really important. If he gets access to my feet, it's not like, yes, he can sweep me, but it also stops me from moving. So the benefit about me standing on my feet to pass guard is that I can move. So if he holds my foot, even just 1 foot, it hinders my ability to move. So it's kind of really important that I try and get rid of the hand grip at an early stage. Or I'll look at how he's holding my leg and I'll deal with it. I'll do two things now. So one thing that I see people do is the very first part is we're here. And what I want to concentrate on is, and this is the part that people miss out, if I try and stand now, Steve's hips are through my hips. So it's really hard for me to stand because I'm carrying his weight through my midsection. And I see a lot of people like they get to the guard from here and they stand and they're trying to open the guard here. All my weight's for the weights here. So if Steve just drops his hips to the ground, like it carries me. And the main reason being is that my hands, my knees, the weight's in the centre line, so it's distributed through both parts. Next part is once I'm here, even if I'm in that cat stretch position, if he goes to grab my feet, it's a larger distance or it's a greater distance. Larger or greater? I like to wear great. A longer distance, greater, larger. I'm back further. He's got short arms. Okay, so second is now is when I come up, when I engage, is I'm trying to run his hips to his head. I'm not standing up. So come up, and I run my hips so that my hands are pinned to the ground. Once my feet are underneath, there's no reason for me to hold his arms, but I want to kind of go here so that my knees are pushing him forward and I have posture. I don't want to be here, yeah, so he can regrip, so I can get the control. It's here. Now think about this way, I'm going to go like that. So what I see people do is legs back up, is when they do this move, they try and push the leg down, but 9 out of 10 times my own leg's in the way. But if I push the leg forward, this is where I want to pass the guard. So instead of trying to push the leg down onto my own leg, I'm trying to shove the leg forward and step backwards. So the small details, once again, here, longer, greater, bigger, shorter arms, etc. Number 2, engage, come up comfortably, come up, run his hips, head and hands, and open the guard. 1, 2, 3. So one thing that kind of happens is a lot of time I'm in someone's guard, they're going to get a gear grip. So normally like they're going to get the collar. The main reason why you get a collar, I'll explain this in simple terms, is that if you try and grab my hands, I can post up because there's nothing from stopping from posting up. Where if you grab my collar and pull me down, I have to post to my partner, and that allows you now to get one hand onto the sleeve to be able to control the sleeve. Does that make sense? So as a general rule, we go to the collar before the hands. The exception to the rule would be if you're playing spider guard and you get the control, and then you can start to go to spider guard. So, you know, like there's always exceptions to the rule. So once again, is if my toes are forwards, my weight's generally going forwards. So when I get my balance inside the guard, I put my toes down, so then it pulls me forward. It's harder to break me down. So one of the things that I see is if I'm playing and I feel people engage their hips, I generally pull forward. So if my hips are flat, I can put my bottom down further to the ground, so then it tries to break me down. It's harder to move me. Where at the instant that I come up onto my toes, it's easier for her to move me. So I'm inside the guard, she gets a collar grip. First things first, it says, do not engage. Keep the toes flat, okay? Look to the ceiling, grip break, pin with 2 hands. And the way I do this is I'm trying to force a fart out of Emma. Right? So what I mean by is I put all my weight onto the hand from here, and I rock up. So the last one was I created space by going backwards to stand up. This one, once we're here, so we go with gusto, grip break, yeah, here, and it's pretty much CPR, so force the fart out. That's what CPR stands for. Here, and it's a rock, here. Knee pinch, knees in. So once again, I'm in my pass position. If Emma does keep her legs wrapped around me, so, yeah, here, right, just slowly walk your legs back behind, and the exact same pass position as before. She can only use one leg, so one hand to grab him. One thing that I told her this is her grip will dictate how I move. Her grip. So see how Emma's got the hand grip so that her hand is holding that. So the way I got towards, a lot of people try and grip break by sliding their leg backwards. Bring your foot forwards, stand on the hand so she keeps hold of it. Step and stand on the hand to grip break. As she goes behind, like she grabs her that, kick it forwards to come out. I've got a pretty good balance point to my partner. So if she holds the gi pants in front, kick on the inside, stand on it. She grabs behind, kick, and round. And then into the pass mode. Go, 1, 2, 3. Anytime that Brendan's inside my guard, and he might go underneath the collars and stands up. I can't utilise my hands, so he stands up inside my guard. And once he brings his knees together, what I want to do is I want to drop my legs behind. And the part that I see people make a mistake with this is that they drop them too far. So if he spreads his knees, he can just go straight through to vegan mountain pass guard. So I do want to hack the knees. So when I'm in this position, and like the whole thing about it is, one of the things I love about jiu-jitsu is like, I can't use my hands. They're gone. So what other assets do I have that I can bring into play? And how can I use those assets to stop him doing what he wants to do? So if I put his knees together, it's hard for him to do. The downfall of now is if I try and twist and turn left and right, it's very hard to sweep my partner, specifically because he's in a tripod, so he has 2 points of contact and the third is the feet. So, disrupt the balance. Bring your knees to your chest and slowly kick your feet. And that's going to put his weight on top of me. And now I can simply start to turn left to right to tap my partner. I don't have to grab the hands. If I squeeze this here, as I roll him, I'm going to get like a micro wrist lock or arm bar on this. It's not what I want to do, but they'll generally feel it and they'll pull their hands out, taking away the only post. So we're going to start with, we can just jump up from here and grab. So no hands, you can't use your hands in this position. So what I like to do is hack one, but see how I'm still holding on to my partner? So I'm not going ha-ha, and that's how come people lose it, because I drop both feet down at once. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of going one leg, two leg, squeeze, pull in. So I'm kind of hacking down. Now, the hardest part I see people do is I want you to bring your knees in, but I want you to lift your toes to the ceiling. So when I explain this, everybody goes, okay, knees in, toes to the ceiling. And they, yeah, like, no, that's wrong. But you said, okay, so knees in, toes to the ceiling. Knees in, toes to the ceiling. That's not the ceiling. That's the ceiling. So just start standing, it's easier instead of getting up and down, tired from all that stuff. Okay. So from here, knees in, toes. And if I'm having trouble, if I'm having trouble on this one, it's generally because his knee line is above my leg line. So, walk it. And now I can actually start to change the whole balance point. So the part that I see people have issues with the mermaid is that when they go to mermaid, they drop their legs, both legs, and they drop below the knee line. So keep one leg, so it's kind of one leg, knees to chest, and toes to the ceiling. So not toes to the ceiling. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So it doesn't kind of matter where we get to, but to start with, we're just going to go, so Emma's got the gear control, does the correct things, so stands up, and what I'm finding from here is that I feel I'm not going to get the mermaid sweep, right? So what I want to do from here, think about this way, is this, and this is really hard to do, is I keep one leg on my partner's back. I walk my leg over, I'll start to knee squeeze. So from here, right. The part that I see people make a mistake is they undo because they try to walk. So I hold one leg high and I'm like spider walking. My legs. Now what I'm doing is, you can't see this, I'm squeezing my leg in to get behind the shoulders. Steve, can I go a bit less? So the second thing is, as well, is everyone thinks that you can get stacked, which you can. Right, so 1, squeeze, 2, squeeze, 3, knees.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like anything. So from here, they're generally going to go, I want to free my shoulders, so they'll start to wriggle their shoulder. So as I turn, this is where I start to hit my arm bars, or and I'm not even using my hand here, I haven't got the control. So for me, I hit the omoplata off this quite a fair bit. So we're on our shoulders. The part that is, I guess, the scare factor for me is that when I'm walking at this stage here, if he drives forward, I'm going to get stacked up. This is so I've got to at least keep 1 foot ready. So from here, we'll just do the drill. So you're on your shoulders. Okay, I can't use my hands. Okay, so knee spread, heel, knee spread, heel, knee spread. Start squeezing my knees together, and that's pretty much your arm bar. So as they try to pull the arm out, they have to let go. So this is when I kind of hit my omoplata from here, and I take my omoplata spread. So that's the general sweep I hit on a lot of people from here. So jump back up, see. Actually, could I use you, Mr. Young? Sorry, that was freaking amazing. Wearing black like a ninja. Okay, so once again, we're in the position where he's got the shoulder control. So the beautiful thing that I understand right now is his arms are committed to me. Right? So what I do is I go heel, 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 knees. And this is what I mean, like the omoplata is one of the easiest sweeps you're going to get. Like, you can't really disengage. If I want the arm bar, right, I do a little bit more groundwork. So I go heel, 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 under, swing. So the arm bar, he pulls the arm out. Once again, here's your omoplata. So the omoplata, just think about it this way, it's really easy. Put both of your hamstrings on the ground and touch the back of your head. Put both of your hamstrings on the ground, touch the back of your head. Sit, boo-boo, sit. So that would be the sweep. I see a lot of people when they do the omoplata, they don't have the leg control. So when you do the omoplata, it kind of comes into a bit of a scramble position, where if I hold that leg behind my head, I minimalise the scramble and I get a really nice easy sweep. You can back step onto mount, you can back step on the arm bar, whatever you want to do from there. If you just sit on your knees and stay there, you're going to get 2 points for the sweep anyway. Who would like to set one more time? All good? Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Position. Okay, so overhook for holding, underhook for moving. Under. But if I do this now, he's just going to backstep because I've got no control. Yeah. So first things first is before he backsteps, so he's in the position is a shoulder walk. Make sure I'm up nice and high. Raise my hips, come under, and that puts the arm bars on. He pulls the arm out. Now this is the part. Hold the leg so he can't step over me. Hold the leg. Now what I said to do is this. I want to go slow. If I put my feet on the ground, there's a valley. Yeah. So I end up in this stupid position where if I put my hamstrings on the ground, there's no space. So I put my hamstrings on the ground in the shoulder. Now this is what I'm saying to you now. So Brendan rolls back into me, but because my hamstrings on the ground, but if I'm here, there's space for him to pull the shoulder out and all that. Yeah. So I need to make sure that my hamstrings hit the ground, so there's no space for him to roll. Secondly is on the omoplata. Walk, raise, under. I'm going to take the omoplata, not the armbar this time. Swing. Now, watch. Okay. Top heel to the ground. So kick long, so his weight's not on me. Turn. Boom. Sit. Pin the arm. Okay. As they go to move, hoist, switch, under. So if he tries to sit up, because my weight's on his shoulder, if they're bigger than me, cross it over the top. You don't have to. Right here. And the arm bar, we're taking the arm that side, not this side. Because the arm's bent. So take the arm that side. 1, 2, 3.